This is Steve Ridgel, and Remy is out here with me, and I'm a Texas Ranger fan, and I'm recording this after the first two games against the Houston Astros to see who goes to the World Series. And so I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if the Rangers swept and they're on the way to the World Series. I don't know if they're up 3-1 or if it's tied at 2-2. I don't know. Now, as a Ranger fan, whatever it is, it's been a great year for us. For Houston, this is kind of expected. And I got to tell you, the first professional baseball game I ever saw of major leagues was the Houston Astros. So they're a Texas team too. So, but you know what? I've always had a problem ever since the Astros cheated their way to a World Series. Now, you think I'm fixing to dog the Astros real bad, and if you're an Astro fan, you may have already turned this off and you're mad. And no, let me tell you why that always bothers me. Because it's so much like some of us do who are Christians. It's a lot like, well, their cheating was a lot like our sin. I listened, I remember all of that, and here are the things that bothered me. One is their fans seemed to think it was fine, some of them. Some of the fans were like, hey, it's okay. And you wouldn't have said that if that had been the Texas Rangers or the Los Angeles Dodgers or, well, anybody. But it was okay because it was your team. Kind of like some of us say, oh, sin's really bad. Wait, somebody I like does that? Well, then it must be okay for them. Not right. Or this one. Well, it really wasn't wrong because everybody does it. Well, number one, I'm not sure everybody cheated to that extent. Now, am I naive? Does everybody cheat? Sure. I think there are some things in baseball kind of winked at that are kind of cheating. Every infielder learns the quick tag and hold it up like you got him. Catcher's frame. I get all of that. It's kind of, you can argue, but this was an intentional, deliberate effort to cheat. Well, don't excuse your sin because everybody else does it, or you think everybody else does it, or you want to believe everybody else does it. Sin's between you and God, and if it's sin, it's sin. Well, I really admire some of the people that said it was wrong and they never did like it, but they never spoke up about it. Okay, you've got to do better about your sin. But the other one kind of got me is how many people just said it's not. Everybody, they were caught red-handed. And how many of them denied it? Or said, just never apologized for it. Just went on as if it never happened. We try to do our sin that way sometimes. Well, I know you think you saw me, but that really, you didn't. You caught me red-handed, but I really didn't do it. Or we just never apologize for it. Okay, boy, it's like the Astros. Okay, you caught me, slap us on the hand, we'll take it, and then we'll move on. It's like some people do with their sin. Okay, you got me, but I'm going to go on with life, and it's not how we want to live. And there were a few people that did suffer some pretty big consequences. Not many, not everybody that participated, but a few people did suffer some consequences, kind of like our sin. We can be forgiven for our sin, but sometimes there are consequences, and sometimes they're pretty devastating. And finally, a lot of people just kind of sweep it under the rug as if it never happened. But here's the other thing. Sometimes it actually almost is as if it didn't happen. And I kind of like that sin lesson because it reminds me, you can change and move on, and things can be different. Some of the Astros are rewriting their reputation from cheater to athlete or to front office or to whatever it is. And you can do that with your sin too. So really this wasn't about bashing the Astros. And it sure isn't about, boy, if they hadn't cheated, the Rangers would have won. Because if I remember right, those were the years where the Rangers weren't even probably playing 500 baseballs. But it does remind me when I think about what they did, how easy it is to excuse, participate, overlook, get sloppy with our conviction to follow Jesus. So let's remember that God's serious about our life, and we want to be serious about following Him. And if we make the mistake, own up to it and do better. Well, this is Steve Ridgel saying, I sure hope the Rangers make it. But I kind of like the Astros too. And I'm just glad they taught me a lot about following Jesus.